Good evening, welcome back to BSRTV for the very final race of the Season 5 of the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship. Me, Chris Cohen, joined once again by Adam Barth. Adam, it all comes down to this, and believe it or not, nothing is decided.
No, the championship is still ongoing. Is it going to be Adeko Lopez or is it going to be Jamie Rushworth? Personally, I think this race is going to be the highlight of the season. All the drivers will be wanting to end on a high, and I think that's going to lead to some pretty close racing.
Well, as it stands, 98 points separate Lopez at the top from Rushworth in second place, and there are 100 points on offer plus bonus points for the winner, which means that Lopez needs to finish and score points to secure it. That's as simple as that. If he finishes, scores any amount of points, he will be the champion. Rushworth's not out of it yet. He needs to win the race from 19th place on the grid, which is a very tall order.
Yes, I think that's going to be pretty hard to do, and Lopez, it's pretty hard to make a Kia Optima undrivable. Therefore, it's going to take something pretty serious to make Adeko Lopez score absolutely nothing in this final race.
Well, we've seen it almost happen before, as we saw Ellis Stevens, who just needed to finish in Season 3, I think it was. My memory serves me. He just needed to finish, and it looked like he disconnected in the middle of the race. But then suddenly he was back on the track, and no harm was done, and he won by the narrowest of margins. I don't think it'll be this narrow this time around. I think Lopez will probably have it, but this is touring car racing. You just never know what might happen. As we head out onto the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit for the final time, 5 minutes to go until that final grid. I'm going to go out on a limb here, I haven't done the maths, but I believe Chrome Restart have already won the team championship, although I'm not sure about second, third and fourth, because it's close between STB Bianco, Movigo Racing and also eBay Motors. So they will be second, third and fourth, but just what order will they be in, I'm not sure. Bit of a jam coming out of the pit lane for the warm-up there. I'm not sure what the hold-up seems to be, but anyway, let's have a look at that driver championship as it stands now. So Savidovic is too far back now. He will come third unless Hu can beat him and take the third place away from him, but he won't finish higher than that. It's just the top two that we're talking about, really, isn't it? As Lopez, odds-on favourite now, Adam.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of strategy Lopez will take in this race. He will be starting 20th. Will he try and go all out there, try and do a champion's drive, or will he try and hold back and come across the line and try and get that championship in the slowest way possible, Alan Prost style? Jamie Rushworth, though, he'll be going all out for it. He wants to win that championship.
Well, Alan Prost is not a comparison that I would make with a driver like Koba Lopez, for sure. There he is out on track, the eBay Motors driver. He has raced before in this championship and never really the whole season, so his first whole season, and he's just showing what he can do, although Jamie Rushworth has kept him pretty honest this season.
Yes, Rushworth has kept him honest in the point standings. However, Adeko Lopez, if it was a championship based on wins, he'd be absolutely running away with it. The last race, which he won, was his 10th race win of the season, a pretty incredible season by Adeko Lopez.
That's a lot of wins for one season. There's 33 races in this season, so it's about a 33% win rate. So you know, I'd take that. Some of his other results haven't been superb. He's got into a fair few incidents, but the raw pace of the guy means that it's almost a foregone conclusion we're going to see him on pole position. How many poles has he had this season as well? It's got to be a lot.
Yeah, in the second half of the season, I think he's been on pole position at every single race meeting, which shows just how important it is.
Well, 11 pole positions on offer because the qualifying only applies to the first race. And, well, we've kind of got used to him being there, so we will get to speak to him at the end of this race, no matter what happens. So we'll have to ask him, you know, how he does it. I just don't. He's just so much faster than everybody else on a good day. It's just lucky for these other drivers that he doesn't always have a good day. And there's his teammate Steve Richardson also warming up for eBay Motors. Could they take second place in the team championship? That's the question. STV Bianco and Movigo Racing will be doing as much as they can to stop them. Movigo Racing were the team champions last season as well, so it looks like as well as having their driver Jamie Rushworth champion last season and them taking a team championship, they will have to settle for second place on 2 different counts. But the prize fund won't disappoint them, will it? If you finish in the top 4, the drivers will get their cash reward and they'll be fairly happy.
Yeah, I think Movigo Racing will be pretty happy with second place. Chrome Restart managed to do a great job in the Teams Championship, mainly because they had everyone showing up for the race meetings. So Movigo Racing did an absolutely fantastic job this year with Jamie Rushworth, Linus Bostrom, Reggie Blaine and Robin Smith on occasion. So great job by them.
And no Reggie Blaine this evening, no Robin Smith to finish off the evening, unfortunately. Rachel Whiteford standing in for the Movigo Racing team had 26th place and then a non-finish, unfortunately, last time round. So not really top of the table for that particular driver, but nice to see another female driver out there in the field, and it's not her usual discipline either, so she's having to adjust pretty quickly to this tough touring car environment. So let's have a quick rundown of the grid, if you wouldn't mind, Adam, for the reverse grid top 20 round 33.
Yes, and on pole position, surprise surprise, is Peter Van Gool in the Karsha car, and alongside him was our pole sitter for race 2, Ben Gregory. And in third place is Rob Burton, and in fourth David Baker. Steve Hefford for Engine Oil Directors in fifth, with Matt Walker in sixth. Then Dan Craft in seventh, Julian Familiares in seventh, Simon Field in eighth, Ellis Stevens in 9th and Dan Hunt in 10th. Moving into the lower half of the top 20, Laura Bond in 11th, Nick McCarron in 12th, Stefan Hoog 13th, Russell Laidler 14th, Smolensky 15th, and then Adam Terry 16th, Linus Bostrom 17th, and I think I got my calculations wrong a bit there, because Jamie Rushworth will be 19th and Adeko Lopez will be in 20th place.
Yeah, I think you managed to say 7th place twice, but I wasn't going to interrupt you during the middle of that. So that's roughly your top 20. Jamie Rushworth, the only chance he's got of winning this championship, just to repeat, is he has to get from 19th to 1st by the end of the race, and Lopez has to score no points, which means no finish. Even if he comes in last and finishes the race, he will score some points, which will be enough to win him the championship. So, strong upper hand to Adeko Lopez. And, well, whatever happens in this final part of the season, it's going to be exciting, I can guarantee you, as the touring cars always are. So, round 33 is about to grid up, just a little bit of late warm-up hanky-panky going out on the circuit there. Peter Van Gool, he should get some kind of medal, Adam, for most third race pole positions.
Yeah, he's been there throughout the entire season pretty much. He's always been either in first or pretty far up the grid. He's only been able to capitalise on it a very limited amount of times. I remember at Spa-Francorchamps he managed to get, he was in third place until getting hit out by the Movigo cars. So let's see, in the final race of the season, could he make this pole position into a race win?
And Familiares in what would be 8th place there seems to be a little bit out of place on the grid. I mean, it's not like he's chosen to be there. The game automatically positions drivers there, but he's a little bit far towards the outside for some reason. But Van Gool and then Gregory are the two front rows from left to right there, and Rob Burton in 3rd place. This is going to be absolutely epic. We've got some lights on for the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship round 33. We've got green. Peter Van Gool will lead the field away. Can he keep it there in 1st place? Down into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time as the cars all come together as we head down into that famous downhill right-hander. Peter Van Gool sideways already, keeps it under control, but Gregory's going to try and get down the inside along with Burton as well. We seem to be getting through okay in the background.
Yeah, Gregory down the inside, but doesn't gain any places. Pretty clean so far as we head down to Graham Hill Bend. But here comes Gregory down the inside. He takes the lead away from Peter Van Gool already. Peter Van Gool down 2nd, but he's going to try and hang on here as we head down to Surtees. But I think it's futile as Ben Gregory takes the lead away from Peter Van Gool as we head up down to Hawthorns for the first time.
Russell Laidler is in some kind of trouble. I think he's gone wide at Surtees, along with Smolensky, possibly Nick McCarron as well. Oh, we've got a car off in the background. That's Nick McCarron. Oh, and there's all kinds of problems down the Hawthorn Straight. It's still going on. car's flipping over as well. One of the KX Momentums is on its roof there, and that all started, I think, with something happened with Nick McCarron. They're still going on. Try and find out what happened. Adam Terry's involved. Yeah, it's all gone a little bit wrong, I think. Where is... well, let's go back and find out what happened to Nick McCarron on the replay, first of all, because that's... No, we need to go back a little bit further than that, I believe. So here we are, coming through Surtees. One of the engine oil directs, that is McCarron, sideways. I'm not sure if there was contact there between him and the Yuasa car. And there's a little bit of a... Russell Laidler gets into a bit of trouble up in front as well. And the two of them are still side by side there and avoiding action from one of the STP Biancos. And it's McCarron making contact with Linus Brostrom, I believe, in the background. And you can just see that if we can get the cameras on it quickly enough in the background. We've got some horrible focus issues going on here. Sorry about that. And yeah, then it all kind of goes wrong. So it looks like Smolinski's come back across the track, makes contact with Brewstrom once again. That's Adam Terry who's been spun out, unfortunately, coming through the field. And then they're bouncing off the barriers. It's not the widest down there at Hawthorne, so the barriers are an instant problem. And that's the KX Momentum car of Robert Graham. Unsuspecting. Andrew Whitehead is caught up in that on the left-hand side of the CQR. And that's not the kind of start we wanted, is it?
No, Wojciech Savidovic was involved as well, so not a good start for the STP Bianco cars. Ben Gregory at the end of the first lap leads Peter Van Gaal. Steve Hefford is in third, David Baker fourth, Dan Croft in fifth, Rob Burton in sixth, Matt Walker in the KX car in seventh, Simon Field in eighth, and in ninth it's Ellis Stevens with Familiar Ares in 10th. Jamie Rushworth's in 12th and Lopez is in 13th, so both of them have made gains off the start.
Well, Lopez up to 13th already. He's showing no signs of just wanting to take the points, is he?
No, and he's making sure that he stays right with Jamie Rushworth. The two title contenders stuck to each other. As we come on to complete the second lap, let's go back to the front because Peter Van Gaal is coming under pressure from Steve Hefford and David Baker's trying to go around the outside in the Chrome Restart car. Peter Van Gaal managed to close up onto the back of Ben Gregory at the end of this lap. He was 3/10 of a second quicker than the Chrome Restart car as we head through Druids. Could he take the battle to the Chrome Restart car?
And Matt Walker is right up there in the thick of it as well, with former champion Ellis Stevens just in front of him. The KX Momentum just losing out and settling for 9th at the moment. That's Dan Hunt and Familiaris just behind. Rushworth and Lopez are having their own battle behind these guys, but it's really going to be tight up front at the moment. You can see those tyre marks on the track from the earlier incident, which didn't trigger a safety car, thankfully. Everybody able to get out of the way safely.
Yeah, safety car in this championship really disrupts the flow of the race, as a safety car has to stay out for usually a minimum of around 3 laps. But Peter Van Gaal right onto the back of Ben Gregory as we head through Dingledale and down to Sheen Curve. 13 laps to go here, and this battle is really on here because we've got Steve Hefford in third, and Peter Van Gaal's made an error because here comes Steve Hefford round the outside and there's contact to the back. I think that's Ellis Stevens and Matt Walker have both gone off into Sheen Curve. That's not what they wanted, especially KX Club Car, because they rarely feature in these races.
Oh, a lot of damage on that KX Club Card car. Well, once again, let's go back to the replay and find out what happened there, because Stevens is significantly ahead here, but gets a poor exit. And Matt Walker is alongside here as we come into Sheens. Matt Walker is sideways. Matt Walker's lost the car and just makes contact with the back of Ellis Stevens. And Ellis Stevens is catapulted off.
Oh! Boy, Chris, big crash. Peter Van Gaal and David Baker came to blows through Paddock Hill Bend, and poor Peter Van Gaal ended up getting flipped over by one of the CQR cars.
Well, let's go back and have another look at that one on the replay then, as we go down Paddock Hill Bend again. Seems to be a race of replays so far. Here's Peter Van Gaal and Ben Gregory. Gregory is right on the inside of the track there as we come down to Paddock Hill. And Van Gaal, has he left him enough room there? That's the question. Anyway, Gregory goes out wide there. They look okay, but then Van Gaal slides the car across the track and the two of them off into the barriers. So big crash, reminiscent of Rob Austin's crash, but quite a lot worse actually from last season's touring cars, the real world touring cars. And Russell Laidler gets absolutely nailed by the flipping Peter Van Gaal car, unfortunately. So Russell Laidler might well be out of this race as well. Let's have a look at that one from the point of view of Russell Laidler as we go back a little bit further on the replay here. This is what he saw. Just absolutely no chance to get out of the way there. It's a good thing this is virtual racing as well, Adam.
Yes, and Jamie Rushworth, Chris, has just entered the pits. Jamie Rushworth into the pit lane at the end of lap number 4, I do believe, and must be a problem for the MovieGo car, and that's his championship over.
Well, Lopez is in the pits as well.
Blimey, both the championship rivals are in the pit lane. I don't know whether they got involved in some sort of contact. Blimey, what's going on here?
Well, we'll stay with this for now because they're shedding places at the moment, but what on earth? I mean, there's no way Jamie Rushworth is going to win this race from here, so that is championship over. All Lopez has to do is finish.
They both hit each other, Chris. I've just had a look at the replay. Lopez and Jamie Rushworth hit each other going down into Hawthorns and collected Familiaris as well.
Well, let's go back and have another look at that one on the replay if we can get hold of it. So we might have rewound it a little bit far, but worth going through this one anyway. The two of them having that battle. Familiaris is just up in front along with one of the DMR drivers there. It's the 05 of Rob Burton, who started third in this race. Now there's 4 cars trying to go into one here, and they're all jostling for position. Oh my goodness, what has happened there? The 3 of them are off. Well, the question is, Adam, what on earth has happened there? Let's have another look at that one from the overhead and see if we can get a better picture of that one. Well, it looks like... well, I don't know. Well, I just don't know how that has managed to happen. These guys are supposed to be driving in a straight line there, and well, what do you make of that?
Yeah, it's quite amusing seeing the 2 championship rivals end their season in a way such as that. Maybe it's just they were checking up and it ended up with them getting turned around. I think we might have to cut away from this replay again, Chris, because the 3 Engine All Direct cars are all ganging up on Ben Gregory here. It's an immense battle for the lead with 10 laps to go. And could Engine All Direct, this title sponsor of this championship, end the season with a win?
It looks odds on, doesn't it? All they've got to do is get one of them past Ben Gregory if they can avoid taking each other out as well. Ben Gregory's having all sorts of connection issues as well, and just blinking in and out. When he disappears and reappears like that, it's a connection issue. And the Engine All Direct cars of Hefford, Craft and Field are, well, nose to tail. It's like a formation drive once again, like we saw in the last race. And imagine if they could finish 1, 2, 3 in the final race, Adam.
Yeah, ever since the title sponsor Engine All Direct came aboard, the team has gone on leaps and bounds. They've had brilliant races. It's a shame they haven't had the wins to show for it, but they're 2nd, 3rd and 4th at the moment, and in the final race of the season I think they should be able to get past Ben Gregory eventually if Gregory doesn't put up too much of a defence. It's been a great race meeting for them.
Drama as usual in the 3rd race, as we saw Lopez and Rushworth involved in a very strange incident on the straight, on the main straight of the circuit, which put them both into the pits along with Julian Familiaris. It looks like Rob Burton was involved in that as well, because he's retired from the race. So, Steve Hefford's gone wide. Down at Paddock Hill then, Steve Hefford went very wide there. Good control. So he is back on the circuit once again, but he's given up that 2nd place to Dan Craft and 3rd place to Simon Field. Still no threat to Gregory though. He's holding these guys off, and he's doing similar lap times really.
Yeah, it's a good job by Ben Gregory at the moment. He was on pole position for the 2nd race, however ended up getting shunted back down the order, and now he's up at the front again. So it's a good job by the Chrome Restart car, because at the moment his teammate Stefan Hug is out of the race, and his teammates Sharon Kaiser in 11th and David Baker in 8th place. So he's doing a good job for the Chrome Restart team.
There were big issues off the start for MovieGo, who are currently in 14th, 15th and 19th. And in actual fact, Rachel Whiteford is the highest placed MovieGo racing driver in 14th place. So they're not going to score very well out of this last race. eBay Motors, on the other hand, just looking down the list now, their highest placed driver is 16th with Lopez, isn't he?
Yeah, this has been quite a race of attrition. We've got quite a few cars out. I'd say just about a dozen cars are out of this race. Jamie Rushworth in 15th, Federico Lopez in 16th, so with Rachel Whiteford in 14th. It's quite impressive. And here comes Dan Croft. He's going around the outside of Ben Gregory. I don't know whether Ben Gregory had an issue going through clearways, but Croft is going to try and go around the outside into Paddock Gilbert. No, doesn't think. He thinks better of it.
I think he's going for the cutback here. I think he's trying to get the good exit he needs to get round at Druids, but he won't get it. Looks down the inside, but I don't think that's a serious move, as he was never going to make that one. It's cost Gregory a little bit in defence, though, as they're right. They're almost nailed to each other at the front there. Dan Craft, could he take his first victory in that of, well, another victory for Engine Oil Direct, but the question on everyone's lips, I suppose, is can they get all 3 podium spots, and has that been done before? I don't think it has.
No, I don't think it has. The team hasn't won since being taken over by Engine Oil Direct. They have won this year so far under the Triple Eight branding. And here comes Dan Craft down the inside of Ben Gregory into Hawthorns. I don't think that's going to work, and I thought they were going to hit each other then. That was pretty close. They would nearly took each other out going into Hawthorns, but Ben Gregory holds on to the lead, and that battling has allowed the third place cars of Field and Heather to get involved. And once again, Ben Gregory is having severe connection issues as we head down to Sheen Curve once again. Dan Craft has a look down into Sheen Curve. They both go over the grass there and into Stirling once again. Can the Engine Oil Direct car do anything about it? He gets a good run out of Stirling's. Could he have a look down into Clearways? Ben Gregory defends the inside line. There's no way through there as Craft swings to the outside and tries to go around the outside through Clearways. I don't know if that's going to work, and he nearly gets hit by his teammate Simon Fields. It could be 3 abreast here with Engine Oil Direct cars as we head round to complete another lap.
Wow, that was a slow exit from Dan Craft, you're right there, and Simon Field's actually been relegated now, and Stephen Hefford is going to take back that. Oh, Stephen Hefford's blown his engine! My goodness!
I think he did that at Bathurst, Chris, as well.
That's the second meet in a row where Hefford's blown his engine, and it's all over. The chance of the 3 podium spots is gone. Engine Oil Direct will be certainly needing to order off their own website after that one. That is a disaster for Steve Hefford, and he was doing so well, got back into second place. And you know what, I think Craft might as well let Field go here, because Field is a faster driver. He's got the better chance of taking a win for Engine Oil Direct, but Craft might just not see it that way.
If my memories correct me, I think Simon Field won the final race of the evening at the opening race meeting at Silverstone as well, so be a fitting end to the season. Gregory still leads ahead of Craft and Field as we head through Hawthorns once again. Gregory is immensely slow, and as we head down to Dingledale, he's got the cutback. Dan Crofts has got the cutback here as we head through to Sheen Curve. He ran into the back of Gregory there, and he's desperate to get past. I don't know whether Gregory's got an issue with tyres or has sustained a bit of damage or he's nursing a problem, but these Engine Oil Direct cars are really stuck onto the back of him and are allowing Jamie Rushworth, who's a lap down, to close onto the back of them.
Well, I tell you what, the top 10 is nothing like what we thought it might be with the what we call the Touring Car All-Stars. Craft's got another run here around the outside. He's got much more speed than Gregory coming down the Brabham Straight. Rushworth's only going to complicate matters, so I don't think he's going to push for position here unless one presents itself. And he doesn't get it done. So Craft, does he need to be more aggressive, or is it just that Gregory's... Oh, and he's around the outside this time, surely. No, he doesn't have it. The exit's too wide. Is it that he's just not aggressive enough?
I think he's just trying to bide his time. I don't know whether he knows that Gregory might be nursing an issue, but he's definitely biding his time here, and he could be wasting time here, because at the same time Gregory could be possibly working his way around the problem and pulling away from the pair. Engine Oil Directs want to win this race.
And just behind these guys, Smolensky's managed to leapfrog both Dan Hunt and Robert Plumley to take 4th place. And the 2 DMR cars are driving in formation, but Smolensky's managed to get the better of them both. So that's the Yuasa car up to 4th. Not quite sure if those DMR cars are scrapping out amongst themselves. 5 laps to go until the end of the season. Could Gregory take the win here? That would be an impressive drive if he took the win.
Oh no, he's moved out.
He's got a slowdown. That must have been a slowdown. Look how slow he came out of that corner.
Yeah, you're right. And I think he's got the pace back again. But Dan Craft takes the lead. Simon Field up into 2nd, with Ben Gregory now down to 3rd place.
Well, I mean, if you look at that from the overhead cam, you can clearly see Gregory is all 4 wheels off and that's where the slowdowns come from. Gregory is now down to 4th, as you say. Third, rather. Yeah, it's third. Just double checking. Rushworth's actually a lap down, so that green movie Coca is a lap down, although still running on the same pace as these guys. Now, the 2 lead cars are both engine oil direct. Dan Craft and Simon Field. That was fascinating, wasn't it? Has Gregory just thrown that one away?
Yes, and are we going to see an inter-team battle? Are we going to see the Mercedes of the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship, Dan Craft and Simon Field? We're coming out of Surtees. We've got 5 laps to go here. Can Simon Field take the win away from Dan Craft? And in the background we can see the DMR cars closing in. Down the back straight into Hawthorns. Simon Field is having a look. He's in the slipstream, but doesn't want to do anything rash. Dan Craft makes a bit of a mess of Hawthorns, and that allows Simon Field to close in as we head through to the Dingledale Straight and into Sheen Curve. And Ben Gregory is coming under immense pressure now from Smolensky, who I think might have just got past him.
Well, they're side by side on the approach to Sheen's. Gregory's not going to give any quarter there, but he has to give up the position in the end. Smolensky just flew past him on the outside there. Oh, a little cutback from Gregory. He's hit Smolensky. Smolensky sideways. What a control from Smolensky. Unbelievable. And a little bit of forceful driving, I think, there from Ben Gregory. I don't think Smolensky's going to be particularly happy with that one. Here it is again on the chopper as yeah, Gregory just slams it down the inside. He's barely level with the rear wheels of Smolensky, and we couldn't quite see the recovery from Smolensky, but good driving nonetheless, and he's going to be a bit annoyed with that.
Yeah, these front-wheel drive Kia Optimas, you just plant your foot to the floor and there, which surely will come around. Great driving, great car control by Smolensky. He's now down in 5th. And Simon Field, he's really... Oh, more contact at the back. I think that's Ben Gregory and Smolensky again, Chris.
That's Dan Hunt getting into the back of Ben Gregory. Smolensky's jumped past them both, though, with some sensible driving there, and there was a little bit of door banging. Oh, Gregory's off into the barrier, and that was Dan Hunt, I think. Let's go back and have a little look at that one as well. We'll go back to just before Druids, because this was where everything started, and we'll try and get a good enough view on the overhead here. Dan Hunt on Ben Gregory, looks around the outside, a little bit of contact from the rear there, and I think that's forced Hunt into Gregory's path. That's where Smolensky gets the jump. He's through both cars, almost gets collected by Gregory, and then this is where the problem starts. Is Gregory's trying to come back on that track there. Dan Hunt's actually moving to the left, and then I think, do you know, I think Gregory hasn't realised he needs to be on the right hand side of the track there. I think he's come across the front of Dan Hunt is what it looks like. I don't know what you think of that, Adam. Maybe we shouldn't be jumping to conclusions here.
Yeah, he looked like he came across him, and it looks like no one wants to finish this race. We've only got 13 cars left on the lead lap, and around about nearly half the field are out of this race. We've only got 17 cars shown running. Blimey. Well,
3 laps to go, and Dan Craft does a sensible thing. Lets Jamie Rushworth go. He is a back marker, but he is a lot faster than these guys, so no point holding him up and causing problems and having him in your mirrors. So the positions are as follows now. Craft and Field. Smolensky survived that crash in 3rd. Hunt survived as well in 4th. Plumley 5th, Baker 6th, Your Own Kaiser 7th, Matt Walker 8th, Laura Bond 9th, and Eckhart von Glan, a great result that would be if he could finish 10th to wrap up his season. But crucially, 2 Chrome Restart cars there are 6th and 7th.
Yes, however, one of them was leading a few laps ago, so the results have gone a bit downhill for Chrome Restart, but once again, consistent finishing inside the top 10. They're one of the few teams that's actually got 2 cars inside the top 10.
Well, Peter Van Gool, after that earlier crash, is still in the pits. I think he's determined to finish this race and grab the points for Karcher, but will the car be repaired in time? There's only 3 laps to go, so chances are it won't be if it hasn't been by now, but you never know. So that green car up in front is a back marker. It's Dan Craft leading this race. Simon Field is in 2nd. They've got a 2.5 second gap between them and Smolensky in 3rd. Your Own Kaiser and David Baker are side by side here with Plumley just behind. And they're now 5th and 6th as they've snatched another position away from DMR. Or have they? Here comes Plumley, looking down the inside, looking to the outside now, switch to the other side. He's going to have to go for the cutback here, there's no way through. Baker doesn't go defensive. Plumley looks down the inside, but he didn't have enough of an advantage on the cutback to make that work. So 2 more laps, Adam, till this season is wrapped up. Lopez is currently running in 14th with Rushworth 13th. 2 laps from Lopez will secure him the championship.
Yes, and I don't know whether it's the best way for him to round off his championship with a damaged car getting involved in a crash with Jamie Rushworth, but it's a finish nonetheless. And I think the battle for the lead, Chris, has gone big now, because here comes Simon Field. Dan Crafts had a bad entry into Hawthorns, and that's allowed Simon Field to get onto the back of his Engine All Direct teammates. I don't know whether are these two going to battle to the finish through Sheen Kerr. We've got another lap after this one, and this is one of the closest battles on track we've got at the moment as we head into Stirling's. We're about to start the final lap of the season.
Well, Adam, I think this is a formation drive. I don't think Simon Field would take this away from Dan Craft or risk a non-finish when they're in such a good position. The Rosberg and Hamilton, they are not. They are team players, and Smolensky is a second and a half back with 1 lap to go. Yeah, I'm willing for them to prove me wrong, but I think they're going to finish 1-2 as it currently stands.
Yes, and at the same time, the Chrome Restart cars are having a similar battle. David Baker and Jerome Kaiser, the battle for 5th as we head through Drews for the final time. I still keep thinking that Simon Field's going to have a go on Dan Crofts as we head through Graham Hill Bend for the last time.
Oh, Plumley's hit Baker at Druids. Robert Plumley's out of the race. Robert Plumley with a rash dive down the inside of Druids has disqualified him, Adam. Let's have a look at that one. So Baker runs wide at Paddock Hill. While you were mentioning all that, Plumley does look down the inside, but he's far too far back surely to make that work, and he can't get the car turned in, has to go straight on, and that is the end of Plumley's race, because he's obviously reached the incident limit there. And a shame to end the season on a disqualification for Rob Plumley after such a good season.
Yeah, and I think we're going to have more retirements than finishers in this race. Unbelievable. My screen is full of retirements as we head into Sheen Kerr for the final time. Dan Crafts has got a bit of an advantage now over Simon Fields. What a result for Engine All Directed. They keep it clean through this final corner, and what a way to end the season. Simon Field weaving from side to side. I think he's already celebrating through clearways. Engine All Direct are going to take a 1-2 finish here, Chris.
Brilliant drive from Dan Craft.
Simon Field nearly lost the car there.
Almost lost control, but over the line. Dan Craft for Engine All Direct, Simon Field for Engine All Direct, and then Smolensky for Yuasa. 1, 2, 3. Dan Hunt takes 4th place. His disqualified teammate has to take an early shower. Jeroen Kaiser and David Baker in the opposite order, actually. David Baker comes home 5th, Jeroen Kaiser 6th. Good result for Matt Walker, 7th. Laura Bond coming home 8th, brilliant result, and Von Glan just coming around clearways now to take 9th. So only 15 cars finishing this race, Adam. That's less than half of the field. That's really a high rate of attrition.
Yeah, we thought these drivers were going to end the season on a high, but it turns out they've ended the season on a pretty big low. They thought loads of cars have failed to finish. What a great result for Colin Steele, who's coming across the line in 10th place.
Indeed, and the results should update as he crosses the line there. There we go. Colin Steele, 10th place, his best result of the season, surely. I don't know that off the top of my head, but it would seem to be that way. So, Lopez has crossed the line in 14th place. Rushworth came 12th, but it doesn't matter. Adecoba Lopez is the Season 5 Engine Oil Direct Touring Car champion, the driver champion. Chrome Restart will take the team championship. Did it go the way you thought it would in the end?
Yes, it did. Well, I did predict that Adecoba Lopez would win the second race, which he did. And although he got involved in a crash in the 3rd race, he managed to come home, and with Rushworth in 12th has managed to seal the deal. What a great drive by Adecoba Lopez, and what a great season.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Now, he admits himself that he doesn't speak the best English. He is from the Canary Islands, and you know, not everyone speaks English. That's fine with us. So he said he's willing to give it a try. We're going to try and ask him some questions rather slowly. So if you hear me speaking slowly at home, that's why, just so he can understand us. And we'll go over to him now and see if we can have a quick word. Coba Lopez, welcome to BSR TV.
Hello everyone.
Congratulations, you are the champion, the driver's champion. You must be happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy for this.
Congratulations, that was a really exciting season. We're going to ask you a few questions now because the viewers will want to hear this, but what do you use to drive? What equipment?
Well, I'm currently using G27 wheel. My pedals are Fanatec Club Sport V2 and G25 shifter. Each element is different for me.
Excellent. So, and can we ask, are you planning to race again next season?
I'd love to go in the championship, but most likely not, because I had several problems at work to change the hours and to be on the grid this season. I made an effort this season because I saw a very high level of drivers and wanted to win this championship.
Well, what was more important to you? Was it winning the championship, or was it beating your own personal best?
I think I'm very competitive, so I will say that both are important for me. But winning this championship with drivers like Jamie, Stellian, Siridovic, Saturn, Katz, Stefan is very rewarding for me.
Well, now, who was the toughest out of all of those to beat this season?
My strongest opponent this season has been Jamie, certainly. Very clean and very respectful driver. Great races and great battle with him. But the opponent that fitted most was Ashley Sutton. I had some problems with him. He's a very fast guy. He competes in reality, but I think it is very young and need to learn to calm and a little more respect rivals.
Okay, so how much time do you put into practice with this car, and how important is the practice if you want to win?
Yeah, for me it's very important, the practice. Normally I practice the day before the race. I try to locate track limits and play with set. Then the day of the race, trying to do good time lapse and practice for the race.
Well, congratulations once again. You must be really happy to have won the championship. So, Koba Lopez, we will let you go and celebrate.
Thanks very much.
And that is Ade Koba Lopez there, who has won the driver championship, and the team championship has been won by Chrome Restart. So let's try and get them all in here if we possibly can, one by one. The four-man team who proved pretty much unstoppable this season. Let's start with Ben Gregory. Ben, pole position. The last race didn't quite go how you planned, but let's face it, you guys won the championship, so you got to be pretty happy with that.
Oh yeah, I'm super happy. That run as well we just did there, I was really amazed at myself. I was in first for that long until they got off slow down, but just getting the points is what I really wanted today, just to lock it out. We managed to do it on race one, and well, yeah.
Now, Jeroen Kaiser, you have had a very tough season, very tough competition as well, and also you've been doing the scores for us as well, so you've got some extra responsibilities to think about. But has that really sunk in yet, the fact that you've all come together and won the championship?
No, not really yet. It's been an amazing season, and really the other guys did all the work. They altogether had less did not finishes or disqualifications than I on my own, and until the last race it was almost that all three other guys had won races as well. That's how good this team was, and I'm really proud to be working with them.
Brilliant, that's really good to hear. David Baker, we say in the commentary box quite often, we don't have a lot to talk about when it comes to David Baker, but that really is just a sign that you keep it clean and you drive some fast laps rather than giving us lots to talk about. So you must be delighted with that. And what's your strategy for keeping it so consistent?
Learning to use the brake pedal at times, I think.
Well, that's always a good strategy, but I mean, you guys didn't win, David. You didn't win the most races this season, but you definitely participated in the most. So it was important for you guys to keep it consistent, have 4 guys show up every time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that definitely, I think, is where we won it. And then in the races, working together as a team definitely helped. I know there was, I think, Bathurst last week out, the crash with Laura and Alexander, I think it was. And immediately, Ben was on the radio letting us know to check up and everything to make sure we could all get through. And I think that's where, you know, the teamwork pays dividends. So.
And does it help? Does it help, Ben, to have people that you actually want to drive with, rather than just sort of being put into a random old team with some people that don't really work together?
Yeah, definitely. It's just been great fun racing with everyone. Honestly, everyone's helping setups, helping each other in qualifying, giving each other notification when there's a crash. Or it's great, really.
Well, Stefan Hug, the 4th member of your team, doesn't appear to be around for comment at the moment, so shame we couldn't get you all in here. But question for all of you: what are you going to spend the money on?
Here's a good question. I don't know.
I'll think of it later.
Repairs for the Kia, maybe?
I fear it will fuel my iRacing addiction.
Well, it's always good to hear. I haven't put the money back into iRacing. So, same again next season, or is there a change of plans?
I think the same again next season. I know some of the winnings will definitely go towards the entry fee for next time to make sure we're all back. Hopefully to take the team championship again.
Yeah,
Guys, go ahead.
We'll take on a new sponsor, but we'll take the same team as they're showing now. We'll try to get the title again.
Brilliant, that's great to hear, guys. Thanks so much for joining us, and go away and enjoy yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks Chris, thanks Adam. Congrats for the great job you guys do as well.
That's David Baker, Jeroen Kaiser, and Ben Gregory there for Chrome Restart. Don't know what happened to Stefan Hug, unfortunately. We couldn't have a word with him, but it's a shame. But fantastic job they've done all season, Adam, really, with consistent results like that.
Yeah, they did an absolutely brilliant job throughout the entire season, and even in the final race of the season, while everyone else was crashing off everywhere, they managed to come back and get a consistent finish. Well done to Chrome Restart, and also, Chris, well done to you. It's the last race of you as part of the commentary team. I'm going to miss you next season, so thanks a lot, and well done on this great season.
Well, yeah, thanks. I will be taking a break next season. That doesn't mean I'm not coming back. That means I'm just going to be taking a break. So a new lineup for the touring cars will emerge next season. Just want to go over quickly and have a very quick word with Jamie, if we can. Jamie Rushworth, with Movie Go Racing. It's all over. You didn't manage to get that top spot, but are you happy with second?
Yeah, I'm very happy with second. With all the new fast drivers that came in, it's well, it's pleasing.
Well, what on earth happened on the straight in that last race?
We tried to put 3 cars somewhere where there's not really room for 3 cars, I think, and yeah, it just got messy.
So I'm sure you were aware coming into that race that you would have had to win, and Hobo Lopez would have had to score no points. So it shouldn't, it wouldn't have disappointed you too much, I imagine, that incident.
No, it was a bit of a shame because it would have been nice to sort of end it with a good battle with Lopez, but never mind.
Well, I don't believe we have any updated team standings as to where MovieGo have come at the end of the season. I will just check for updated information on that. But oh yeah, so MovieGo actually was second place at the end of the season.
Yep.
So that's
pleased with that.
Great job for MovieGo Racing, and hard-earned cash is coming your way as well as the other drivers in the team. So something to be ploughing back into iRacing, according to the Chrome Restart team. At least, what do you think of that?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'd like to thank Bjorn and Rachel as well for turning up and making the difference with that when Reggie and Robin couldn't make it.
And the all-important question, are you coming back next season?
I myself am. MovieGo as a team, I don't believe they are for next season. Possibly the season after that they will. I'm not sure what's happening exactly.
And have you got a drive for next season? Can we get an exclusive on that?
Yes, I will be driving for what are currently known as eBay, but I think will be Elite 220 next season. I'm actually taking Lopez's seat, so that'll be interesting.
Well, we just heard from him that he's not coming back, which is a bit of a shame, but real-world issues always take precedence. But worthy replacement, if I may say so myself, and fantastic season there for Jamie Rushworth. So we'll let you go away and mull that one over. I look forward to seeing you next season as well, Jamie.
Right, thank you.
Jamie Rushworth there for Movie Go Racing. That about wraps us up for a mammoth season of 33 races, Adam. Did that beat Bathurst?
I think it did pretty good job, this race meeting. What a way to end the season. Great driving in all 3 races. Well done to Savidovic, Lopez and Kraft in each of the races to win. And bring on next year. I know Donington Park is being added to iRacing, to the iRacing build next season. Hopefully we'll be going there, and hopefully we'll be sticking to the same calendar as well, because what a great few race meetings. Spa, I remember, standout race meeting. Circuit of the Americas, where Kevin Critchley won for Pertec. Road America, where Kova Lopez and Rushworth got taken out by Karsha driver Andreas Katz. And then who could forget Interlagos, where Savidovic and Lopez were separated by 7 thousandths of a second. There's so many memories. What a fantastic season.
And they're all there on YouTube. If you want to go back and watch any of the videos, you can just do that on the BSRTC Engine Oil Direct Touring Car playlist. Big thanks to EngineOilDirect.co.uk for sponsoring us, by the way. A lot of this wouldn't be possible without their help. So EngineOilDirect.co.uk. If, like some of these drivers, you've destroyed your Kia Optima and you need to replace the engine oil. I'm looking at you, Steve Hefford. I'm sorry, that was harsh. But big thanks as well to Ella Stevens and Steve Richardson, the series organisers who've put this together. We just do the broadcast here at BSR TV. The other guys kind of run it. Jeroen Kaiser for the scores, Andrew Whitehead for all the paints as well. A whole load of people involved. Linus Brustrom for all the social media that lets you guys know what's going on. So it wouldn't be possible without all of those guys. And most of them will be back for another season. So, to wrap up, Kova Lopez takes his first championship in the Driver Championship, and Chrome Restart will take that top prize for winning the Team Championship. Fantastic from all the drivers this season, and a massive thanks to everyone who's tuned in throughout the season, and hopefully you thoroughly enjoyed yourself. From me and Adam, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next season.
Goodbye.